Yeah, years old. You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, grown man business. And listen, you can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now, salute, man. You already know what time it is. First and foremost, I want to say RIP to young Dolph. RIP to the young legend, the young Don. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, already did a pre-record. Baby G and B, he definitely a handful. You know, he's going on 2 years old, and he's a handful. So I got the pre-recording done. I'm about to edit it up. But before I did the edits on that, I wanted to tap in and just tap in with the people and say, RIP young Dolph. And I wanted to, just give my thoughts on the situation. I'm not going to stay too long. Hold on. I'm not going to stay too long, right? But I want to send a link, in case anybody want to come in, anybody want to chop it up, give their fondest memories of young Dolph. Now, I can't lie, right? I said this in one of my old videos. I said this a million times in my old videos that, I wasn't the biggest young Dolph fan. I definitely knew who young Dolph was, and I definitely respected his stature in the game. But at that time, I wasn't a big young Dolph fan. I hadn't, Preach, that song. I heard that song in the club. I really don't know song they played in the club. Young Dolph gets assassinated. You know what I'm saying? 1 year ago, he gets assassinated, and it really opened my ears up to young Dolph. When he was assassinated, his energy, just like Nipsey Hussle, it transcended, and I felt it. You understand what I'm saying? So soon as that happened, what I do, I tap into young Dolph. And when he got assassinated, that Rich Slave album had just dropped. Rich Slave. You understand me? And I can't lie, I gotta say, I went ahead and downloaded that video, that album. Spotify, did my thing with the streaming. And that album right there was the album that really that album really solidified him for me. You understand? I was like, wow, and it made me tap into his old music. Like I said, Preach. There was a couple other songs they play in the clubs, but as far as like digging into his catalog, I had never done that. But like I say here on Grown Man Business TV, the voice is powerful. The voice is powerful. So with young Dolph being such a powerful voice, powerful spirit, when he got assassinated, it resonated with me. And even then the downloads was downloading. You understand me? The downloads was downloading. And the downloads told me, report on that, talk about that. Say how you feel about that. Give the people what you know about these record labels, about these distribution situations, about these contracts, about this life insurance policies, about the assets. I don't like to, I'm not going to take full credit, but I will say this. There was nobody on YouTube talking about these contracts the way I was when young Dolph passed away. There was nobody on YouTube talking about the policies that's taken out in the fine print. You understand me? Now, you can go and look at my old videos. You know what I'm saying? Some of them joints have over 100,000 views. Some of them have over 200,000 views. And then you can backtrack and you'll see nobody was talking like that. Now, what that did is it made the higher ups and the elites look at me. It made the higher ups and the elites say, this guy knows something. This young man knows something. We need to figure out what he knows and how far he's willing to go with the information that he has. Now, that's when I started to see how big this thing could go, how big this thing could become. You understand me? And it was all off the situation, the tragic situation and assassination of young Dolph. You understand me? That's just giving some context to it. I also, again, when he passed away, when he was assassinated in that cookie store, you feel me? It made me dig into not only his music, but it also made me dig into his catalog, into his business, into the things that he was into. And what I found out was young Dolph had a very extensive real estate portfolio. Oh, Don't let that go over your head. I don't want that to go under your bridge. But young Dolph had an extensive real estate portfolio. Young Dolph, crack baby, you understand me? Rapper, entrepreneur, black king, black Don, has a better real estate portfolio than most of anybody in Memphis, Tennessee. Right, that's one of the things that made me also when I dug and I started to scratch the surface, because it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's definitely deeper than rap. When you scratching the surface, and here at Grown Man Business TV, we definitely scratching the surface. And when I started to scratch the surface, I said, wow, why is it that we know nothing about his real estate portfolio? Why is it that we know nothing about the multiple different angles that come with these black kings and gods? All we know is that they're rappers, and they're gangster rappers, and they're thugs. You understand me? And that goes deeper into the angle. That goes deeper into the situation with the higher ups and the elites. With them, like, Kanye West already had talked about him. Kanye West already exposed them. But the higher ups and the elites, they control and they own all the major platforms where we get our content from. So when it come to young Dolph, all you would know is crack baby, mama made me. Who threw me in the streets? Raid me. The streets, man. We all know that line. Who raid the streets, man? But we didn't know that young Dolph owned over 150 properties in Memphis, Tennessee. Think about that. Think about what that would do to the mind and the mental capacity of a young black child looking up to young Dolph and admiring his jewels and admiring everything that he owns. But you know that he's a real estate mogul. See, that kind of segues me into a whole nother rabbit hole on why it's so important to back Ye, why it's so important to back Kyrie. You got to know something. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Young Dolph would be backing Kanye right now. Young Dolph would be one of the young kings speaking out and standing with Ye. I guarantee it. Standing with Kyrie. I guarantee it. You understand me? So after I started to scratch the surface, I started to see that young Dolph was much more. He had multiple upon multiple different angles, and he was much deeper than a gangster rapper from Memphis, Tennessee. But by this time, he had already been assassinated. By this time, young Dolph had already been turned into a pack. You understand me? And in the passion, the rage that comes out of me when I get to talking about these young black kings, when I get to talking about the higher ups and elites. I mean, I couldn't describe it back then, but now I have phrases and I have kind of, I have innuendos and I have ways to go about naming and diagnosing what this is. Yeah, young Dolph, R.I.P. to the legend. R.I.P. to the legend, young Dolph. It's been 1 year since once a 1 year anniversary. He's been assassinated for now 1 year. And I can only imagine what the family's going through. I can only imagine what his kids feel. My condolences and my energy, I send that out to his family. My energy, I send out to his old lady. I send out to his kids. Telepathically, I send this information to them. It's tragic. I would never say it's going to be all right. I would never say it's God's plan. No, that wasn't my God's plan. But when you dwelling and you dealing in that other God, one thing you got to know about young Dolph is he thought that he could play around with the evils, and then he could double back and free his people. But you can't play around with the evils and then double back and free your people. What you mean by that, Big GMB TV? And don't you forget the TV, and you better always remember the Oracle. What you mean by that? Well, this is what I mean by that. Young Dolph dropped a video. He had a video in the cut that he dropped soon after he passed away. Soon after young Dolph passed away, salute Andy. Soon as young Dolph passed away, you feel me? It was a song. I don't know the name of the song, but I know the first lines of the song go, "If I sacrifice myself, will I go to hell?" Oh, and he's throwing the signs up. He's doing all the symmetry. He's doing all the symbolism for the Baphomet. Young Dolph is. So what you got to understand is Young Dolph knew the energies he was playing in, and he thought, and a lot of these youngsters, a lot of these young guards, they think that they're bigger than the energy, they're bigger than the evils, that they can play in the evils and then double back. But once you play in the evils, there is no doubling back. The only time we double back is to get deeper into these angles and get deeper into these clips. That's the only time we double back here at Grown Man Business TV, is to get deeper into these clips and get deeper into these angles. But these rappers, these artists, Young Dolph, Nipsey Hussle, Takeoff, they all have something in common. They all have a common consistency. They all have a common consistency. You understand me? Salute, salute. And the common consistency is they all playing in the evils. Nipsey Hussle played in the evils. You look at some of Nipsey Hussle old songs and you see the symmetry. You see the symbolism there. You understand me? You look at Takeoff, the same thing. You see the symbolism. Young Dolph was no different. Young Dolph was a good dude that thought that he could play within the evils and then double back and save his people. Again, you can never play in the evils and double back and save your people. We only doubling back to get deeper into these clips. We only doubling back to get deeper into these angles. You understand? So I felt for Young Dolph. I felt passion for him. I felt energy for him. The same way with Takeoff, the same way with Nipsey Hussle, but going deeper into my journey, going deeper into being awakened, going deeper into, the wisdom that comes with this. I realized they all been playing with the Baphomet. They all been playing with the energies. And this is what comes when you play with the energies. This is what comes when you play with the Baphomet. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. As much as I feel for them from what happened to them, I have an understanding on why these things take place. I have an understanding on why you cannot dodge the enemy. You cannot run away from the enemy. Once you put those energies out there, they have to come 360. They have to come right back. Now, are they going to come back when you want them to come back? Nah. Those energies will come back when you least expect it. Going to buy your mama some cookies. Oh, you thought you was going to get up today, go get yourself some backwoods and slide to the cookie store and get your mama some freshly baked cookies. Well, the energy said today is the day. The evil said today is your day. There's no avoiding it. There's no dodging it. There's no getting around. Oh, Nipsey, you thought that you was going to get up early, leave your grandma's house, and go give some of your OG homies some free clothes. Well, the evils said that there is no getting around this. There is no run from. That's why one thing for sure, two things for certain. You don't see me on this platform, in this portal, playing a certain way. I'm gonna tell you who I represent. I'm gonna tell you who represents me. I'm gonna tell you exactly what army forms behind me. I don't shy away from it. I don't run away from it. I don't act like it's this way when it's really that way. No, I already told you this is God's work. This is God's work. And you take that how you want to. You place the God title on what you want to place it on, but God knows, and God army is what got me where I'm going. It's only constant elevation. So I wish Young Dolph would have got a chance to understand that. I wish Young Dolph would have, as much as he knew about business and as much as he knew about being independent, I wish he would have knew about the evils. I wish he would have knew about the Baphomet. I wish he would have knew about the evils that he was playing in, because he would still be here. If Young Dolph understood that, he had to grab on tighter to his old lady because he had a woman that loved him, that stood on this earth. He had a woman that prayed over him. But he played in those other realms. He played with those other spirits. You understand me? And when you get to playing in those other spirits, it blocks your blessings. It blocks your protection. I know a lot of y'all don't know. A lot of people don't really believe this. They don't believe that you need protection down here. A lot of people. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of DMs on that. We can figure that out. I mean, I believe that might be a calling. But I don't know about it because I know that I'm still learning. I'm still gaining wisdom. I'm still, the downloads is still downloading. I don't really know how to approach that. That preacher thing. it's been so perverted down here. It's been so perverted, um, that it's sticky. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel that. I do feel that. Mother Star, salute to you. But Dolph definitely had protection, and he lost it all when he decided and made a choice as a God on this earth, because we are made in the image of. So if we are made in the image of, we got to have some type of power. We got to have some type of magnetic force around us that can propel things away from us. It can attract the laws of attraction, and we can propel. We have a protection around us. But when you don't understand that, and you have a marriage and a wife like young Dolph did, and you play around with these different energies when you're out of town, and you're over here at this show, and you're at this club, and you had a show up at this strip club, and you're smashing this shorty, and you're smashing this shorty. You are now playing in so many different energies that when you come back, you don't know who is on you. You don't know what energy you done brought back inside of your home, the protection, the sanctuary, where you supposed to have the you understand me? You done slept with this one. You done slept with, and see Dolph. He was dabbling. He was receiving his blessings. Young Dolph has the most prolific real estate portfolio in Memphis, Tennessee. There's not too many white men, black men, any color man. You understand me? That has a higher or better real estate portfolio than young Dolph. We all, that's something they hid from us. They didn't want you to know that this man owned over 150 properties. So when they offered him that $22 million, it was easy for him to back off and say, nah, hold up, I'm gonna hold out. The higher ups of the elites, they saying, how is he able to hold out? How is he sitting on enough money to where he could turn down 22 million? Because young Dolph was receiving his blessings, but he was also blocking his blessings. Young Dolph was receiving his blessings on the stipulations that he was going to chase his purpose, and he was going to take us and his family and whoever else is willing to follow to the next level. But when you get into these areas and you got the shaitan whispering in your ear saying, smash shorty. Oh, she thick, ain't she? Oh, do that. Oh, I know you like that. Oh, hit that. Now you dimming and you dulling the knives that protect you. And in due time, those knives become so dull they can't protect you. Now you have no protection. That's how a young Dolph is able to be caught in a cookie store, in a cookie store, and some young boys that don't have $1,000 to their name in a dirty Mercedes Benz can run down on you and send 22 shots all riddled through your body. And everybody wonders, how does this happen to a boss? How does this happen to a young Dolph? Oh, the downloads. Thank you. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I'm at a stage in my life where I can see so clearly. It's hard to get these things past me. Anytime y'all see me, for the most part, you see this brown chair right behind me because I'm in house. I'm in the sanctuary, my G. I'm in a temple. I'm in a fortress. R.I.P. to young Dolph. And he could have gave us so much more. And I think that he planned on giving us so much more game when it comes to real estate, when it comes to record deals, when it comes to the Baphomet. But he was already knee deep. He was already too far gone. And I learned that after he passed away. I dug into his music. Rich Slave is my favorite young Dolph album. Rich Slave. I think, if you haven't heard it, go listen to that album. Fire. Hold Up, one of my favorite joints. Benz, a Mercedes Benz. He had a Blue Star. He had a bunch of joints up there. But then the videos that came right after he passed away showed that he had already laid it down. He had already chosen a side. If he knew it or not, I think he knew it because Dolph was a smart guy. But he had already chosen what side he was riding for. Yeah, yeah. And when he chose his side, you see how you end up. Yeah, at all times, don't forget the TV and always remember the Oracle. Always remember the oracle. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times, my G's, at all times, at all times. You know, just like everybody else. You know, and listen, before I go on, listen. I just did a video about Dolph, and I want to make it too long, but I tapped in with Dolph. I'm going to edit that when I'm finished, and then I doubled back on Takeoff. I doubled back on Takeoff. You know, I heard some things with Ratchet TV. I heard a conversation that Ratchet TV had the other night, and I'm going to dissect that, and we're going to get into that. Because just like Takeoff, just like Young Dolph, you know, we all feel away. Hold on real fast, guys. And that was fast. Man, I want to. That was fast. That was fast, run. Yeah. But just like Takeoff, Young Dolph, we all feel away. They get smoked and we all feel like, wow, how did this happen? Why does it happen? Right? We all try to figure out why it is. But then after the chaos, after the circus, right? Because first they get killed and it's chaos. Then you have the circus, that you have the you know, this funeral that's held in the Hawks arena. You have all these people blogging, all of these outlets and big platforms causing a circus around the death. After those two things, beautiful. That's good. Leave that light on. I appreciate it, but leave that light on. After those two things, you have the calm. The calm. Let me tell you. So when Tupac got killed, right? I remember when Tupac got killed, how long it lasted. It was all kind of things happening a year or two after Tupac, because we wasn't used to seeing artists get murdered like that, assassinated. All the way fast forward, all the way up to present day. You know, you have an artist get killed, assassinated, and a week later, we're kind of moving on. After they're buried and put in the dirt, we're moving on faster and faster, being desensitized to these murders, to these assassinations. So you feel so enraged when you see something happen to a Takeoff or a Young Dolph, right? Then a week later, it's back to work. It's back to raising your kids. It's back to, you know, looking through the videos. The rituals go over and over, and they got us desensitized. So just like Young Dolph, I felt the way when I saw Takeoff. Just like Takeoff, I felt the way when I saw Nipsey. But Takeoff has been put in the ground. People are moving forward. Now it's the calming of the situation. Everything's calming down. The smoke and mirrors are starting to settle. And this is the perfect time when you sweep it under the rug and you call it black on black crime, or you call it gang violence. Call it suicide. You call it any of these things, and then we just sweep it under the rug. Hey, you know what gang violence is. You know, gangs kill gangs. It is what it is. You know what black on black violence is. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Oh, suicide, and somebody did that, and we just sweep it under the rug. You understand? So right now is the time where, you know, Young Dolph, it's already been calmed down. They got the killers. They got this person. They got that person. They got the third guy. They, you know, conspiracy on murder. They got him for attempted murder, first degree murder, and conspiracy. Oh, conspiracy is the perfect. I knew it was coming. I knew conspiracy was coming. They say he conspired. He conspired to murder. They conspired. That's why those videos I did have over 200,000 views. That's why those videos, the other videos I did have over 100,000 views. And you understand what I'm saying? Because I was telling y'all in the beginning that it was a conspiracy. They conspired. Now, who conspired? I told y'all in them videos. I told y'all all the way a year ago. The bag get dumped off at the top, and the money trickles down. The bird seeds trickle down all the way to the peons and the peasants. The peons and the peasants, they don't own one home. They don't own a car. They don't own anything. But you know what? They got to pay $5,000 to run down on Dolph and do what they did to him. Because if Dolph would have had a chance to double back, if he would have had a chance to tell the youth that he owned over 150 properties and he was a mogul with the real estate, maybe people would start looking at him different. Maybe the youngsters would have stopped wanting to be shooters, killers, and they would have started to wanting to go into real estate. Our voices are powerful. My voice is more powerful than Fox News. It's more powerful than CNN. It's more powerful than the Breakfast Club. Trust me. Trust what I'm telling you. I know you might not believe it, but I'm telling you. More powerful. People come and they tune in to Grown Man Business TV, not for to see two men like Charlamagne the God or DJ Envy play butt tag with each other. They come over here because this is grown man business. When the last time you heard a grown man talk like this? They want you to calm down. They want you to simmer your voice down. They want you to speak nicely. Oh, please don't do it. Oh, yeah. I didn't grow up under men that talk like that, so I don't know how to talk like that. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And when Dolph got assassinated a year ago, R.I.P. to Dolph, because it's a year anniversary of him being killed. Nobody had really heard a man speaking on the situation in a manner I was speaking. And even back then, I didn't really understand how powerful the voice was. I was just getting into my car and I would drive off somewhere and I would do my videos. If you look at those old videos, they was all done in my car. Because I needed space to open my mind up. I needed space to receive the downloads. Yeah, but it's a reason why we approaching 14,000 subscribers right now. It's no coincidence, because I don't believe in coincidence. Over here at Grown Man Business TV, nothing is by coincidence. Everything is God-given. Everything is divine order. Believe it or not. Man, R.I.P. to young Dolph, R.I.P. to Takeoff. I just did a video about Takeoff. I'm gonna edit that up. You understand? Salute the Ratchet TV for doing the due diligence, because I told y'all over here, it's a lane for the real. It's still a lane for the real. But when it comes to like Ratchet TV, salute the Ratchet. He's carving out a lane for police work. Ratchet TV is, see, this is the thing. The feds should literally get Ratchet TV and pay him. He does better work than the FBI does, and he stands on that. So I got to salute him on that. And I'm going to dissect the video that I just saw him do. We're going to talk about that. But right now we're talking about Dolph. Dolph could have been so much more. He had so much potential to be so much more. And just like any other leader that get to talking and turning their money down and saying, no, I ain't going to bite the bait. I don't need your 22 million. How about you? I can get my own 22 million. Soon as you do that, they smack you. Yeah, as soon as you do that, you become a threat. You become a threat to the establishment. You understand me? You got to know, man, when people get to reaching out to you, and people get to reaching out to people and start asking questions about who you are and why you saying this and why, you got to know how powerful the voice is. Once you realize how powerful the voice is, you will start using it properly. It's just like a sword. You don't want to swing a sword too crazy. You might cut yourself. You could cut yourself in a vital area and die and bleed out. So even with the tongue being a sword, you got to watch how you swinging it. Oh, I don't want that to go over your head or under your bridge, my G's. But when you got a sword, when your tongue is sharp as a sword, you got to watch how you swinging it. So you won't see me up here every day coming at y'all. You won't see me up here every day dropping videos. But when I drop, y'all know y'all getting the real. When I drop, y'all know ain't no fluff. It ain't no smoke and mirrors. It's a grown man looking at you. Yeah, I know society is forgetting what grown men are. It's to the point now when we get to talking, it's called, we being narcissistic. We're being all these different things except for just being a real man with a baritone voice, with an Adam's apple. They not used to that no more. They're not used to us talking like this with Adam's apple and vibrations and bass in our voice. Oh, they want you walking around like Little Nas X. Oh, everybody would be so happy if you just walked around with a skirt on and you just was docile and you said, oh, please, thank you. Oh, do you like my skirt and my heels? Oh, no. No, that's what you got. You will never get that over here. And my son, he coming up right behind me. You will never get that out of him, because all he going to know is what his daddy do. All he going to do is repeat what his daddy do. And that's why Dolph was important. Regardless of what Dolph was doing, he was a family man. Dolph was married. Everybody knew he was married. Now, how he moved in the streets, none of my business, but he was a married man. And back in Memphis, Tennessee, he had a family that he supported. He didn't want to give his publishing away. He didn't want to sign his masters away because he wanted to leave that to his son. And he said that in his rhymes. Dolph said, if I get killed, you will be a rich little you know what he called, you know what he said. You got to be careful with this YouTube thing because the algorithm is so sensitive. I don't want to disrupt the algorithm. But you know what Dolph said? He said he was leaving all of that to his kids. These is examples that the higher ups and the elites that Kanye is talking about right now don't want us to see. The guys who own YouTube, the guys who own all the record labels, the guys who own all the distribution, the guys who own all the radio stations, the guys who own all the television stations. They don't want you to know that Dolph was a family man and he owned over 150 properties. They want you to know that Dolph was a gangster rapper. And if you follow anything, follow the gangster rapper aspect. You know, the guy with no wife, the guy with no relationship, the guy that runs around and drink. You know, he liked to drink. He had his thing. See, that's what these voices become powerful, because you can look at that, then you can come over here and I can give you the real. Oh, I can give you the real. And it's going to convict your spirit. So when I say it's going to convict your spirit, you feel it. If you want to admit it or not, you're going to feel it. That's what bring you back over here, over and over and over again. You got to know they playing with the numbers. You got to know more people are watching the videos. You got to know that the notifications aren't getting sent out like they're supposed to, because I'm not bending, breaking, or folding. I'm not selling any integrity on this channel. When you come to this channel, you don't see me doing backflips and shucking and jiving for y'all. I come, give you the real, and I tap out. I tap in, right? Give y'all the game, spill the game on the ground for the hungry hounds, whoever wants it, and then I tap out. And that's why I tell y'all, you can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. And yeah, you're right. Again, Mother Star, hey, the preacher thing could be in me. Let's get the paperwork situated. And I may, you know, I jump into that, because regardless of how perverted the churches are, regardless of how perverted the title of the preacher is, I can change that. There's no other blogger talking like this. Yeah, definitely. There's no other blogger talking like this. So I'm gonna change that. I don't have to have 100,000 subscribers. I don't have to have it, because I'm gonna keep it pure at all times. I'm gonna look into that. You know, I'm gonna definitely consider that. Yeah. Salute to everybody in the building. And again, RIP the young Dolph, man. I don't want to come up here and stay too long. We'll be 30 minutes in. I might go another 30 minutes, give y'all the clean hour of power. You like that? I don't want that to go over your head, under your bridge. I might give y'all a clean hour of power. And then I'm going to tap out. You know, my boy sleep. By then, he'll be up. And what you will see is, in this video that I'm about to drop with young Dolph, I got my son sitting right with me. He barely trying to let me record. He's screaming, jumping, jagging. He's doing everything he's supposed to be doing as a young man. Oh, it's all about how you raising him. And you got to know Dolph. Salute the young Dolph. RIP the young Dolph, man. It's tragic. Tragic. Had a son, had a daughter, had a wife, and they killed him in a cookie shop. How does a $100 million man get smoked by two broke boys that don't own nothing, don't have $500 in their pocket? How does that happen? The higher ups and the elites. I know it's out of the box. I know it's hard to conceive that somebody higher up would get that situated. But go look at the last video I did with young Dolph. It's like the third or last video that I just did a couple days ago. Dolph had a contract on the table for $22 million. And you know what Dolph said? He said, man, I'm going to bring this to the people. I got a contract right now for $22 million, and I don't really know what I want to do. You know, should I sign it, or should I keep it, or should I say F it? And you know what he did? He threw that contract on the car and he said F it. And he laughed in them people's face. And he got smoked soon after that. Do you understand? They needed Dolph to sign that contract. They needed Dolph to submit. Now, did he already walk through one of the doors? I told y'all, it's more than 3 doors. It's 4 doors. You got the LBG 1, 2, 3 ABC community door that you could walk through. You know, the Rainbow Coalition. Oh, you know all about the Rainbow Coalition. I'm sure you do. Yeah. And then you got the, you got the other door where it's a sacrifice, where you can give up one of your homies. He could have gave up K Glock. He could have gave up somebody nice and neat, gift wrapped them nice and neat. Then you got the third door where, you go out on your own. But see, Dolph made it seem like he went through the third door where he said, I'm going to just go out on my own. But Dolph, that was an illusion. Dolph went through the 4th door, the worship door. Look at Dolph's videos. Look at all the symbolism in his videos. Look at all the things that he has in his videos You understand? Going towards the Baphomet, going towards the devil, whatever you want to call it, the evils. Oh, it was all through it. I mean, the last video, he had the signs up. He really showed out that last video. Oh, he even had the dog fur. He had 2 white girls in his video, and it was dog fur everywhere. It was dog fur all over his shirt. It was dog fur everywhere. They were just shedding on everybody. They was just, yeah. Go check that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find the video so I can give you the name. I can't think of the name. Hold on. But that video was the video that it was the very second video that I saw. As soon as he got assassinated, this video came out, and it blew my mind. I really understood after I saw this video why he was assassinated, how they got close to him, how they tricked him. Because again, he had us fooled. Dolph told us that, you know, he was independent. Dolph told us that he wasn't going to walk through none of the doors. Dolph told us all those things, but you got to understand something. That wasn't what really happened with Dolph. I'm gonna find, right? It's called Talking to My Scale. Oh, it's a powerful video. You know what? Hold on. Let me give y'all some. I want to just. Now you know you. I got to be very. I can't even. I don't really want to. No, I can't do it because YouTube gonna trip. But I would suggest you all go look at the Young Dolph video, Talking to My Scale. Go look at the Young Dolph video called Talking to My Scale, and you will see exactly. Oh, let me show you something. Let me show. Hold on. Look at this. Hold on. I ain't gonna play the music. But look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. What do y'all see? Look at that, guys. Talking to My Scale. Hold on. Talking to My Scale by Young Dolph. Right? What do you see? Look. Look at the imagery in this video. Look at Dolph. That's 100 screen in screen right there. Let me back. There you go. There you go. Look at Dolph. Look at Dolph. Look at the imagery in the video. Okay, that's all I'm gonna give y'all. That's all I'm gonna give you. That's all I'm gonna give you right there. Tell me you don't see what I saw, what I just showed y'all. And if you, yeah. And if you didn't see it, go ahead and rewind it. But I'm not gonna give you too much more. That's when I knew why Dolph was assassinated. That's when I knew. Now, this video right here came out after Dolph was assassinated. Everybody's upset. Everybody's hurting. They're saying, why would this happen? And then you dig beneath the surface. You scratch the surface. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. We got 50-some people in the chat. We only going up. Yeah. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Yeah, that's the old lady right there. Yeah, no, you good, baby. You can do whatever you want. That's the old lady right there. Right there. He had the dog fur. Oh, he had 2. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Because you know how I feel about the dog fur, guys. And hold on. Now, I want to show y'all some. Oh, they just tripped me. Hold on. I want to show y'all some. Stay right with me now, guys. Because he had the dog. I want to show y'all the dog fur he had in the video. I just want y'all to see. There it is. Hold on. Now look at the imagery. I'm gonna give y'all another look at this. Look at the imagery. Look at Dolph. Look at him. Now I'm going to pause right on the dog fur. All right, here it comes right now. Now look at this. Here it comes. Look at Dolph's face. Look, there it is right there. There it is right there. There it is. Dog fur. Now what you see right there? What y'all see right there? Dog fur everywhere. Dog fur everywhere. Oh, it's dog fur. He had the lint brush on him. He had to get a lint brush because the dog fur was shedding all over his body. Hey, listen, the dog fur was shed all over you. I can't give you no more. I'm sure YouTube gonna play with me with this video. I probably won't be able to I probably won't be able to monetize it, but it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm sure, man. I don't know who that girl. I'm sure they are YouTubers, but listen, go watch the Young Dolph Talking to My Scale video, and you will get a full glimpse. And you got to understand something. Once I was able to see these things going on with Dolph, I had to back up off him real quick because I was trying to protect him, and I was trying to. I was confused like everybody else. How does this happen? How does this happen to a young Dolph? And looking at this video, and scratching the surface, here we go. When you get too close to the dog fur, that's liable to happen to you. When you get too close to that dog fur and you get to brushing that dog fur all on you, and you got dog fur all on your clothes and your car seats, you ain't gonna be able to think straight. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to think straight. The dog fur smell like Sassoon and Newport 100 cigarettes. Oh, that dog fur hair smell like Sassoon shampoo. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All right, we're going. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to tap in. I don't know. I'm gonna have to tap. Yeah. I believe the dog fur is another symbol. Just like the all-seeing eye and all the upside down crosses. And I mean, through this whole video, he's literally in hell. He's in hell with upside down crosses and a Mary sweater on. Like, you got to understand how deep he went in this video. I don't know. I was literally thinking, like, was he trying to like mock them people and they just smoked them before he got a chance? But he looked like he's mocking them in this video. Like, he's saying, look, I know what's going on. I know what y'all doing. I'm playing within the matrix, but I need y'all to know I'm playing within the matrix. That's how you end up in a cookie shop with your head blown off and nobody knowing what's happening. And the only people that's going to get arrested and the only people that's going to go to jail, you understand me, is the low-level peasants that got $10,000 here. They done dumped $4 million on Dolph. It done went through Gotti hands. It done went through Black Youngster hands. It done went through Gotti brother. Because, you know, Gotti brother just got arrested for being implemented and implicated in the murder. It done went through everybody's hands. But I told y'all in these videos, and this will make my voice so powerful. This will bring a lot of people to the channel, that I already told y'all this. There's no reason for me to beat a dead horse and then keep talking over and over about it. I told y'all the bag was probably 5 M's. They just tried to give him 22 million. He turned 22 million down. They say, you know what? We're going to keep 10 million. We're going to keep 12 million. We're going to dump 10 million off. Oh, you won't make it throughout the year. You won't make it outside of November, young Dolph. They dropped 10 million off. Gotti got some. Gotti brother probably became a millionaire. This guy became a millionaire. Now these guys conspire to kill Dolph. And they say, okay, we're going to get our little youngsters running around. You know, that's Just Straight Chalk or whatever his name is, and the boys that's locked up for the murder. This is public record. I don't do police work. Shit is public record. Them boys don't even have paid lawyers. These dudes was able to run down on a boss like young Dolph, and they don't even have paid lawyers. They both went to court with public defenders. You know why? Because they done had their hands washed or the oracle. And don't you always remember the oracle part? They done had their hands greased already with that little 510, you know, that little 4,500 that they got. They riding around Memphis. They happy. They doing now straight drop. He was doing video because he got a little $6,500. He paid $1,000, got a little video, used another $1,000 for gas. You know, smoking a whole bunch of Zaza. You know, they like to stay super high. These youngsters, they got to be high on their mind at all times. So he bought a bunch of reefer. By the time he got to Dolph, he was down to $2,500. They smoked Dolph. Now he got to get out of town because, you know, they found straight drops somewhere off up in Kentucky somewhere. So he had to spend another $1,000 for gas. He had to give it, you know, when he got when he got up there in North Dakota and Kentucky, he had to give his homeboy $500 so he could stay at his house for a couple nights because the law was looking for him. By the time the feds got their hands on straight drop, he was flat broke. So trust me, that would have never happened if the bag wasn't poured out. And who pouring out the bag? You think somebody that looked like me pouring out the bag? Why you think Kanye West talking about them people? I like to call him Ye because he changed his name to Ye legally. So I want to respect him as a man and call him Ye. I just like Kanye West. I thought I liked that name, but whatever. By the time, see, Kanye West is talking about those people because those are the people. I'm not gonna say their name on my channel because it get the algorithm. But Ye already said it. You know who he talking about. Those people drop the bag on you. Those people get you to sign a contract. You become an asset to the company. If you're making a lot of money for the company, then you got to know they can pull life insurance policies out on you because you're now an asset that they own. You're under contract, you're owned, and you're making the company millions of dollars a year. So any asset, if you know anything, if you ever owned anything, you know you got to get insurance on it. You own a home, you got to get homeowners insurance on it. Huh? You get some jewelry, you need to get insurance on. You get this, you get that, you need to have insurance. So why do you think that why would you think they ain't got insurance on you? But see, the problem is they got $120 million insurance policy out on you. They put it in the fine print. They know you're not gonna read the fine print. You just want to know how much the advance gonna be. You want to know how much money you walking. But see, why would we want your music? First off, your music gonna sell when we get you clapped off anyway. But now we ain't got to deal with you. We ain't got to deal with K-Glock. We ain't got to deal with your wife. We ain't got to deal with your kids. We get you clapped off and then we can collect. And if we do it publicly, that's why all these celebrities get smoked in public. That is one of the main reasons. Because if we do it publicly and it's black on black crime and you get smoked in public, we don't got to explain to the insurance companies how it happened. They can go on the news. They can watch you get smoked in public. And then we can collect that insurance policy check. Oh, 120 million. Yeah. Don't you listen? When you come over here, you're coming over here for the real, and that's all. Cayman insurance. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That's the official name. I'm gonna do some. See, like this is the thing. What I told y'all. This is the beautiful thing about grown man business. I don't come up here and claim I'm not YP. I don't come up here and claim to know everything. I have enough knowledge in my brain to get the palate wet. Then my subscribers, and I don't even call them, and you already know, y'all are investors. I call y'all my investors because y'all invest time and energy into the channel. Time and energy is the highest form of currency. They got y'all chasing a bag. You chasing the bag when really time and energy, you understand me, is the highest form of currency. If you ain't got time, you ain't chasing nothing. So my investors come in and they give up the game as well. And we drop all the game on the ground for the hungry hounds and we leave it like that. But I'm always scooping up game as well when I'm in these live chats, when I'm in the comment section, when I'm in all of that. I'm scooping up game at all times. So salute. Cayman insurance. I'm gonna look into that. Cayman insurance. These artists don't even know they have insurance. So you get these artists, and mind you, it's been happening since Tupac. It's been happening since Biggie Smalls. It's been happening since Aaliyah. But we didn't have the internet. We didn't have a way to share information. You understand me? So we didn't have a way to do this. So these guys were getting, assassinated, and we would just say, "Oh my God!" Oh. Now we see the play. They done ran. I told you, it's consistency in everything. I wouldn't care how you do it. I wouldn't care what you're doing. Find a consistent pattern in it. I don't care if it's your old lady. I don't care if it's your best friend. I don't care if it's your business, anything. What is the consistent pattern? The consistent pattern to success. The consistent pattern of jealousy. The consistent pattern. And the one thing all these artists have in common is they have distribution and they're signed to the higher ups and the elites, them people. You already know who I'm talking about. They wear the little hats right here on the back of their head and they shed and it's dog fur everywhere when they come in your house and you need to have a mat and some rolling paper and some rolling, lint rollers everywhere around the house. I have lint rollers. I don't like hair, dog fur all over me like that. I don't like how it smells. I don't like my wife. I don't let my wife use Sassoon on her hair because I don't like how it smells. It smell like dog fur. Yeah, kennel. Yeah. Oh, dog kennel. Okay. Let's stay on topic. Salute to all 65 people in the building. We only going up. It's constant elevation. Yeah, that's the word, my G. Salute. You in the building. The word is Young Dolph. R.I.P. to Dolph. But we digging deeper into Dolph. I can't help it. I just wanted to come up here and I just wanted to say R.I.P. to Young Dolph. And I just wanted to give reminisce on Young Dolph a little bit. But anytime I tap into the subject, anytime I go into these rabbit holes, I just can't stop. The downloads are downloading. The downloads are downloading. And when I get to talking about Dolph, I feel for him. But then I just showed y'all the video of how he was playing and who he was playing with and who he was worshiping. You can't be on the side of God. You can't be doing God's work, dropping videos like that. So you got to pick a side, my G. And a lot of the times you don't have to literally say it out your mouth. Your actions will pick the side that you're gonna be on. Your actions speak louder than your words. So your actions gonna show who you with. I speak positivity. I try to vibrate at a high level at all times. I'm human, but my actions show my actions, period. It ain't a picture of dog fur in my house. It ain't one picture around my house where you can brush dog fur off it and no. Yeah. And I don't like the people in my DMs. I'm gonna stay on track, but I want to address this real fast. I don't like the people in my DMs that feel a way about me saying dog fur. You ever seen a sheep prairie dog? You ever seen a wolf? You ever seen one of those dogs that herd sheep? You ever seen a golden Labrador, a golden retriever? You ever seen one of those dogs in person? Now, you put that hair next to that dog, and it's the same thing. You got to have a lint roller when the golden retriever come around you. They're going to shed all over your car if you got a golden retriever. Same thing with that hair. So when I call it dog hair, it's respectfully. When I grew up, those people, Caucasian people, called our hair nappy. They didn't have a problem saying, yeah, Ernest, you got nappy hair. I always had waves, but when I was young, I had good nappy hair. It was still good hair. It just was nappy. Oh, you don't got good hair, Ernest. You got nappy hair. Well, I lived my whole life understanding that I had nappy hair. So when I call your hair dog fur, now I say, see what I'm talking about? You see, you should see. I should post some of these DMs, a long paragraphs. I'm talking about novels about why I shouldn't call their hair dog. Well, what is it then? Do it shed like a dog? Answer my question. Do it shed like a dog? Do it smell like a dog? Is it blonde like a dog? You ever seen a dog with my kind of hair? You ever seen a dog with ether growing out his hair? Does it defy gravity? My hair will grow straight off my head to the cosmos if I don't touch it. If I don't touch my hair, it grows to the sun. Like a rose in it. Listen, like a rose in the garden. My hair grows straight up. Do dog fur grow straight up? Or do dog fur lay down? Oh, dog fur. Hold on, my mama right here. Give me 2 seconds. Got it growing out of my mama. Let me check in my mama. Hey, mom. All right, what's going on? Okay, we out of there. 10-4. 10-4. Yes, sir. We one step closer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, 10-4. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better now. All right. Whew. All right, mom. All right, so we just give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. They're not gonna let them leave until we find out what it is. Okay. So I'm thinking probably like Monday, and they want him to rest and and get back and get his blood and all that good stuff. So he's waiting for dinner. Okay. After he eats dinner, then I'm gonna go home. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. So, okay. Beautiful. Well, go ahead and do what you got to do. We here. EJ sleep. Call me when you get to the house. Let me know you got there safe. Okay. Tell Lily I sent her message too. Okay. I'll let her know. Okay. All right, Mom. I love you. All right. All right. Love you. All right. Yeah, that's Mom Duke for her. Okay. Yeah. Now. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna get off the dog fur thing, but I just get real passionate about dog fur because I've been hearing about nappy hair my whole life. So now that I done came up with a nice phrase and it matches and it's respectfully, it's a whole bunch of people in my DMs that feel away, and I ain't changing it and I ain't backing off it. Now let's get into that. I want to try to talk about that. What's it? 2-3 times. Nipsey and Dr. Sabi. So that's what same thing with Nip. When you get the game, you got to get the game up. That's why I don't do a whole bunch of extras up here. I come up here, I give up the game. Because once you give up the game, they can't just erase you because you done gave the game up. But when they get a glimpse that you know something, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, you ever heard of her? TLC. I know a lot of you youngsters don't know about these older musicians I be talking about, but there was a group called TLC when I was growing up. T-Boz, Left Eye, and Lisa Left Eye Lopez. And we all loved them. We all just cherished them. And all of Lisa, she went out there to where Dr. Sabi was at back then. They didn't want to tell us why she was out there and she was at that farm and all of that. But Lisa Left Eye Lopez was trying to cure something. She might have had her. I don't know what she had. She had something, right? And all suddenly, somehow, her Jeep flips over. She's the only one that passes away in the Jeep. What a coincidence, right? But I told you, over here in Grown Man Business TV, we don't believe in coincidences. She went over there. She was going to come back to the United States. Now, with her influence, because I'm talking about man, women, and child. Everybody loved TLC, bro. When I was a kid, we went to home house parties, rec center parties, and it was TLC, bro. And me and my friends used to pick which one we liked the best. I used to like Chili. Then I liked the Left Eye because she was a rapper. All my friends liked the Chili. That's all we did as kids. So if she would have came back over here, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, and she would have said out of her mouth on an interview or something, she would have said, "Don't take medicine. It's a guy that I know out there in the Barbados or wherever he was from, and his name is Dr. Sabi. And he can heal anything." At this time, y'all don't understand that age was like a death wish. We were so scared of age, bro. Like, y'all don't even understand. You had to live through this. How scared we was of them 3 letters, bro. Well, 4 letters. AIDS, man, we was shook. Everybody wore condoms and stuff because we were scared to catch it. And it was a death wish. But what she had figured out over there is that it wasn't a death wish. All the way before Magic Johnson, before all of these athletes, Lisa Left Eye Lopez found out that it was a cure for it, and it wasn't in medicine. Now, what would have happened if she would have came over here and told us, everybody that was influenced by her, not to take medicine? Do you know how that would affect their bottom line? Do you know how much that would affect the income of the big pharmaceutical? You know what I'm talking about. So she had, yeah. Now let's fast forward to Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle goes on the Breakfast Club. He feels like that's a good place to expose that he's going to do a documentary about Dr. Sabi. Now listen, we got a few more minutes. I'm going to give y'all an hour of power, right? Once they heard him talking about that, he had already been lined up. That's what you got to see through the smoke and mirrors. Once he said, it was a few other things, opportunity zones. He was talking about STEM education and all that. They wasn't feeling that. They wasn't, because they wanted to buy out and gentrify that Crenshaw area. And with his power and his influence, he was going to convince everybody that owned houses, all the black people in Crenshaw that owns homes, to keep their homes, not to sell their homes. And yes, if you can't pay your rent, then come holler at Nipsey Hussle. If you can't pay your mortgage, come holler at the Marathon store. If you want to sell, come holler at the Marathon store before you talk to anybody else. If you really want to sell, come talk to Nip and we'll buy you out. And we'll give you more than they offering. Because he understood how much it was going to be worth. He already knew. Now, mind you, I told you I was making trips to Cali already. When they was building that railroad, I think that railroad is done now. That takes you all the way to the stadium, the Ram Stadium. I was there when they was doing construction. And I remember going to Nipsey's store. They were doing construction. I would walk up there and buy things in that shopping center because it was so close and you can get everything out of that shopping center. My wife would do the same thing. Nipsey 4C. And they didn't like that. They didn't like that. But I'll tell you this. Nipsey didn't have enough money to compete with the Russians that are out there in LA. Oh, I know I'm going over your head or under your bridge. But if you live in LA, if you live out there in South Central, then you know what I mean when I'm talking about them Russians they had out there. Before everything went south with Russia and all that, it was a gang of Russians that buy out everything in LA. So Nipsey wasn't going to be able to compete. He was going to be able to put up a good fight. And he probably would have been able to keep the Marathon store and plaza, but everything else would have been gentrified. Simple and plain. Big bank take little bank. But the reason Nipsey got smoked is because he threatened to expose Dr. Sabi to us before they were able to get rid of Dr. Sabi. Before they were willing and able to get rid of and assassinate Dr. Sabi in a way that we wouldn't be able to see through the smoke and mirrors, and we wouldn't be able to combat it. We wouldn't be able to point the finger at anybody, just like young Dolph. They got rid of Nip first. Well, no, they got rid of Dr. Sabi, then they got rid of Nip. Local trees, you're 100% right. But what is money? You know, when you really get to looking at this, what is money? What is it really worth? Gaddafi. Ooh, I could go deep in these things, baby. I can go deep in these things. What is money? Gaddafi, Gaddafi understood that money doesn't mean nothing if you don't have a natural resource to back it. What natural resource does America have to back these dollar bills? Nothing. Africa, though, has unlimited sources of natural resources. Unlimited, unlimited. So when Gaddafi was going to back their currency with the resources of Africa, it would have trumped the dollar bill. It would have trumped any currency on this earth. And it would have made Africa, the national African bank, or whatever he would have called it, the biggest and the number one currency. And then they were not going to accept American dollars for oil anymore. Oh, I don't want to go too deep. Hey, listen. I don't want to go too deep, but you come over here for a reason. Salute to all the new investors. Salute to all 75 people that's in the building. You know, if you have not subscribed, that's all we asking, man. Just hit the subscribe button so you get the notifications for this good game. You understand me? But how do you think he got assassinated? Why? You understand? That's why. America would not be able to buy. They would have to bow down. So what is currency? What is money? You know, I tell you, time and energy is the highest form of currency. I mean that when I say it. You know, I mean that when I say it. I don't just say it. So you know, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. Exactly. What's the what's the real gain of healing people? You know, keeping people sick and making sure they come back to the doctor to get these prescribed drugs instead of naturally healing the people. The real gain is that people live longer, right? The real gain is that people find out ways to heal the body without depending on these drugs they put you on, these pills they put you on. Once that happens, now people can live longer. Now we can constantly elevate the way we're not constantly elevating. You know, I don't know if y'all noticed, but we're stagnated on technology. Salute, Aboriginal man, salute. We are stagnated on technology because people are always sick. People are always ending up in the hospital. People are not living past 100 and 120 and 130. We have yet to even figure out how to reach the technology of the past civilizations. They got y'all thinking that we advanced. We are far from advanced. We are still rolling around on four wheels. We are rolling around on four wheels. We are still flying airplanes that have two wings on them. We are still pushing out to move forward. They don't want y'all. These phones, they done started adding extra cameras to the phones. They got 13 cameras on these phones because they cannot figure out how to get to the next level because it was never meant for them to figure out how to get to the next level. We were already at the next level. When you look at the structures we were building already, oh, far behind. Every time I get on an airplane, I think that to myself, like, man, we still riding airplanes like this. Like, we still riding airplanes with two wings, my dog. Like, it's 2023. When I was a child, it was a cartoon called The Jetsons. Listen, I was born in the 1980s. I was born late in the 19th century. I know I'm a dinosaur, so a lot of you youngsters, y'all not gonna really be able to follow me. But I know how to give you context. It was a cartoon called The Jetsons, and in this cartoon, man, they would predict that in 2020, and 2020 was so far away in the early 1990s, man, that That shit just didn't even seem real. And it would be flying cars. And people would live in these skyscrapers in the sky. You know, none of the saucers had wings on them anymore. We were literally riding in saucers, and everything was just next level. And then as a grown adult to now be in 2023 and see the type of technology we dealing with, it's embarrassing. And then on top of that, to be able to look back into the past and to be able to see the information on YouTube and to be able to see what was made, the things they're hiding, the sphinxes in Memphis, Tennessee, the pyramids and the sphinxes out there in the Grand Canyon, and how magnificent these structures were. We can't even recreate these structures with this modern technology. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, right? I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Alexander the Great, when things went array with him, all the libraries of the old maps. Now we got a couple of maps. I think it's like one map that I seen where Antarctica wasn't froze over yet. It's a real map that somebody made back in those days where Antarctica wasn't froze over yet. All of the rest of the stuff was burned down because they understood that they didn't have the technology. It didn't come from them. So if it didn't come from them, how could they write his story? So they got rid of all of the maps. They got rid of all of the books. They got rid of all of the footprints that were left for us to find, and the technology. And they thought so highly of themselves that they thought that, hey, we can just recreate this. We're Caucasians. We have dog fur, blonde dog fur, and blue eyes. And, you know, we'd be able to just recreate this stuff that these guys, you know, we reached a certain level of intelligence they couldn't even explain back then. You understand? You know, nobody's talking like this. Look at technology, bro. Who do you know that is saying this in very directly? Not like reading these books and doing, I get all that, but I'm just saying directly to direct the consumer. Look at the technology. Look at these phones, bro. You know why they can't figure out how to make the Great Pyramids of Giza? It's because we were so advanced, bro, that we used vibration. Everything is vibrating. We lose a levitation. We could communicate telepathically. And we knew that if you put 10 guards under a stone that's 70 tons and you vibrated and you manipulated sound, you would be able to lift those stones. But these guys are still working off of pull and levy. You know, pull and levy. You know, this is the technology they're trying to base the pyramids off of. And this is why they cannot figure it out. I know I done went from young Dolph and I done went all the way left, but just, you know, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. R.I.P. to young Dolph. I, a God doing God's work, can tell you how they made the pyramids. Also, I can tell you why you never be able to create or recreate anything of that source. Because you know what? If you had that kind of power, what would the the people who are running the world right now, what would you do with it? If I showed you how to levitate, if I showed you how to communicate telepathically, if I showed you how to do all these things, what would you do with it? Would you take your time and build structures and monuments that would last for eternity, or would you use it against your people? And that's what they would do. That's what they would do with that technology. And that's why we will never, trust me, we will never move forward with it. Ever move forward in technology, we will be stuck riding planes with wings on them and helicopters with wings on them, when we should be really doing it a whole nother way. Because what would the Caucasian race do with that technology? What would they do? They would literally extinct the world. Now, back in the day when we had it, we were building pyramids. We were building structures with the symmetry of the world, the mathematics of the globe. And yeah, we was doing all those things. We didn't take that technology and think, Let's make a nuclear bomb, something that could destroy the earth. So you think that the universe is going to give you that? They're struggling right now. They are panicking right now. Yeah, it's bad. If you can see through the smoke and mirrors, then you can see how bad it is right now. We still flying regular planes, bruh. Regular planes with 2 wings on them. Come on, B. We in 2023. The Jetsons, I told you, if you go back and look at the Jetsons, Google it, go on YouTube, watch the Jetsons episode. See where they thought they would be in 2023. The reason why they'll never be there, ever get there. Because instead of building pyramids that can power the globe, do you know that these pyramids are placed all over the globe? Because when the sun would hit them right at a certain time, it would send so much power. These people didn't pay for power. They didn't pay for electricity. They didn't pay for water. They were able to use their mental capacity to build and to get to the next level. And then leave structures. Bruh, when have, bruh, anything these people build get blown down with hurricane. All it takes is a good hurricane and everything get destroyed. Why hasn't these pyramids been destroyed by a good hurricane or flooding? It's a big difference in the architectural, you understand me? It's a big difference in the architectural lines and graphs that and blueprints that are being set. These guys they lied to us. They got us thinking that it's all we are. Nah, man. Literally, you still got to drive on the road and use oil. They can't figure out with all the technology that Elon Musk has, he can't figure out how to get those 70-ton blocks, boulders on the King's Chamber, 30 of them lined up nice and neat, perfectly. I done worked in construction, bro. When I see those structures, it blows my mind on how precise the cuts in that rock is. You would need a laser, bro. I ain't seen a machine today that can cut precise like that, bro. Okay, all right, guys. So listen, man, we already well past the hour of power. You know what I'm saying? I did want to just tap in with the people. You know, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deep in a rap when you scratching the surface. And when you come here, we always just gonna scratch the surface. You understand me? And when it come to Grown Man Business TV, when it come to scratching the surface, that means we going deep. That's just a metaphor to let you know we going deep with this. We not playing no games with this. You know, and I think my next live stream will be, you know, precisely about what we're talking about now. Technology is at a standstill. Look around you, bro. Look around you, bro. Look around. Really look around at the cars we're using, the gasoline we got to put in these cars. They told everybody to go to electric cars, but you know why everybody didn't go to electric cars? Because they don't even know how to power. They can't even power the cars, bro. They haven't figured out how to power the cars. In Cali, they told all them people in California, go to electric cars. Then they stopped them and say, bro, you can only use this amount of power because it's going to ruin everything. Again, in ancient times, these pyramids, that sun is so powerful. When that sun at a certain point of the day would make contact with the tip of that pyramid, and it was covered in like ivory. Them shits was white. That shit was send the power out. They had plumbing, running water, lights. What you thought they was using? What you thought they was using? Candles back in the day? What you thought they got y'all? Yo, they got y'all thinking these people was in these castles with candles. I'm powerful, man. Grown Man Business TV is here for a reason, bro. And that's why I salute all the other bloggers and all the other content creators, because they find in a lane for themselves, and I'm in a lane all by myself. Oh, I don't want that to go over your head or under your bridge, but they find in a lane for themselves, and I done made a lane by myself. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Salute to everybody in the building. Salute to all the new investors. Time and energy is the highest form of currency. You understand me? You know, we're not always going to talk about celebrities. You know, we're gonna get deep into this. Salute to local trees, man. Day one. You've been around for day one, local trees. Salute to you, my G. You know, come up on the live one time, man. You know, one day come up on the live, baby. Hit the link in the chat. Let's chop, because you knowledgeable, local trees. You definitely got some game. You know, trust me. I like to build with kings. It don't matter what color you are. Oh, it was kings of all colors. The problem is they stopped respecting They had to stop. They had to really stop. They really had to really stop my kings, my ancestors, because they understood just how powerful we was, how smart we was. When Alexander and the Great and all them burnt up them libraries, they thought they was gonna be able to do the same thing and just replicate. Nah, y'all burnt up. They burnt up all the information. They burnt up all the information. It would literally take, and I don't want to go too far left, but it would literally take, beings out of this world to come back down like ET and touch y'all, like that with the ET finger, to give y'all the knowledge that y'all burnt up inside those libraries. Salute, salute. Nah, I'm the only boy. Yeah, that's why I talk like this. I got a little sister, but she was young. She my sister. I never had to share my toys. I never had to share my toys. I never had to worry about sharing my mama. Made me powerful. That's why my son, he got sisters, but he don't got no brothers, and he don't have no siblings in his realm. He don't have to share his toys. He's very selfish with his mama. So no, I don't have any brothers. Salute though. You feel me? Um, we could get deep into this. It is what it is. But when they burnt up those, and then to get it deeper before I slide out, what you got to understand is some of those pyramids was some of those pyramids wasn't even done by Egyptians. You know, you know, they the great resets happen, and then whoever comes first, whoever emerges first, is able to write his story. Psychedelics, man, the mushrooms and all that stuff is what really helped them communicate with the cosmos. But you got Caucasians demonizing all these plants and all these psychedelic, things that you can use to expand your mind, to go to the cosmos. They rather give you a Percocet. Yeah. Practice, medical practice. Always remember that practice part. Don't ever call a doctor a doctor. I call it medical practice. Oh, we got plenty of them here in America. South America, North America. The ones found here in America are older than the ones in Africa. That should tell you something. Salute. That should tell you something, that we was here first in America, in the Americas. It all actually started here, and then it spread to Africa and it spread to South America, but it started here, the Olmec. Do your research on the Olmec. These people were in tune with aliens. They were in tune with the boy. They could tell you about the solar systems light years away, galaxies away, my G. How did they know these things? See, when the Caucasians came, they became so arrogant, and that's why we are stuck. Olmec, yes. This nose, these eyes, these lips are on that Olmec. Don't look like them people. Don't look nothing like them people. They don't even look like Indians. Those are black face. Olmec. Do your research, baby. So salute to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We well over an hour. I said I was gonna do an hour of power, but I always end up going over with y'all because I love tapping in with y'all. I love rapping and chopping game with y'all. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody that just tapped in. Salute to all the new subscribers. We approaching 14,000 subscribers, my G's. We only going up. I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing but smile when I say that. You know what I mean? We approaching 14,000 subscribers. We'll be at 20,000 subscribers in no time. And as soon as we hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to set up and book my first meet and greet out in Atlanta. It's going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I already got people asking for it. I already could set it up now. But I told myself that I wanted to wait until I hit 100. I wanted to wait till I hit 20,000 subscribers. And I was doubling back, and I was saying, I'm going to do it now. But, the downloads are downloaded. And the download said, be patient, big dog. Be patient. You know what I mean? Yeah, straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. The downloads told me, be patient. Don't trip. Growing organically, baby. So wait. So do what you said you was going to do, and don't double back. You know what I mean? So listen, man, you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight, raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. You not sugarcoat nothing. And we not dressing nothing up. We giving it to you straight raw. Because one thing you got to know, if it's coming straight off the brick into the bottles, it's straight raw. I know you youngsters don't know nothing about that. You youngsters don't know nothing. It's all fentanyl now, baby. It's all fentanyl. Even with these other bloggers and the information y'all getting, it's all fentanyl. When I was coming up, it was straight off the brick into the bottles. They didn't add no cut, no extras, no preservatives, baby. Gave it to you straight raw. That's how you got on Frank Lucas level. That's how you got rich. Yeah. That Fetty Wap. That's that 80s baby talking. I know you youngsters, I be dibbing and dabbling, but that's that 80s baby talk, man. I came up in a time where there was no such thing as fentanyl on the streets anyway. Y'all playing in dirt, baby. Y'all playing in the mud. Again, the game went backwards. Technology went backwards. We are light years behind, my G. Light years behind. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest you tap in. Gang.